You're excited to get to know her and get to work mostly.
I think we need her. I think coming in a time like this shows that she's really passionate and she's up for the job.
Welcome to the hardest job of her career.
A new woman in charge. For the first time, D.C.'s police will be led by an African-American woman, and she's coming from within its own ranks. Pamela Smith announced yesterday by D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser after a nationwide months-long search. This morning, D.C.'s new police chief, Pamela Smith, joins us to talk about what, I guess, the first thing will be on the to-do list. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. We really appreciate it.
And good morning to you, Jeanette, and thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'll start with this question. What was your reaction when you first received the news?
To be honest, I told Mayor Bowser that I was actually shedding a tear. It was such an amazing opportunity for me to be able to serve here in the District of Columbia as the chief of police, and to have her support and the respect to be able to serve in this capacity is really humbling for me, and it's certainly not lost on me.
You know, you talked about yesterday your background. You've been really transparent about your childhood, some of the challenges that you faced. I know you grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I worked in Little Rock, Arkansas, so I'm very familiar with that area. You talked about what connection and perspective that'll give you as chief. Can you touch on that a little?
Absolutely. What we're seeing right now is that a lot of young people are committing a lot of the crimes that are taking place here in the District of Columbia. I'm passionate about young people. I'm passionate about working with juveniles. One of the things that we want to do is look at a prevention a method to keep our kids from going into the juvenile justice system. And it's important to me that we do that we embark upon that. In the Metropolitan Police Department, we have what's called badges and barbers, where our police officers cut the hair for some of our young men. What I'd like to launch is a beauties and brain for our young ladies to also have that opportunity to engage with our law enforcement officers, and then for us to invest in them. You know, even though I had turmoil growing up, someone invested in me, and I think it's an opportunity for me to give back to the community.
Staying on the topic of juveniles, as you know, as of Sunday, 512 carjackings, 64% of the arrests involve children. We're talking as young as 12, mostly 14, 15 years old. You talked about holding the parents accountable in some way. I wonder, one, how do you how do you deal with the consequences that these children essentially should face, and what do you mean by holding parents accountable?
Well, what I mean is having, and I like accountability. Accountability is a good thing. I don't find that to be a negative thing. And what I mean by that is being able to have us to engage or connect more with the parents. When you talk about having juveniles at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning out on the street, my concern is, like, where are the parents, right? Where I grew up, when the street lights came on, you were home. And everyone knew where their children were. We're in a different time now, and I want to be able to connect more as the chief of police and utilizing the all-government approach in order to address the issues that we're having with our young people.
Do you think juveniles should face stiffer consequences?
I think that we should look at preventive methods for keeping our children from going into the juvenile justice system. I think D.C. government offers many programs for our young people. I myself was a beneficiary of the Summer Youth Employment Program. I know that's offered here for our young people. We have DC Hype, our recreation centers, and we just really need to engage as an all-government approach to really work with our young people. As
you know, the numbers have been troubling when it comes to violent crime in the district. Homicides are up 18%. They're looking to exceed 200 for the 3rd consecutive year. What will you do differently? Because we've seen a lot of ideas and proposals from city leaders and police chiefs. What will you do differently that has not yet been done? What have you find to have been missing?
Well, I think I will start by saying that I believe we have true crime fighters within the district, within the Metropolitan Police Department, and I'm going to leverage their professionalism and their strategies and their initiatives. The other thing that we're going to continue to build upon are our relationships with our local, federal, and state partners, DEA, ATF, U.S. Park Police, U.S. Capitol Police, U.S. Secret Service, to really come together as a federal agent, as a law enforcement agency, to really help us to address some of these crimes that are taking place here in the District of Columbia.
The district, as with many police districts really around the country, has been struggling to fill vacancies. A lot of officers are resigning or retiring. I know you talked about placing officers in the areas that are experiencing high crime. How do you do that when you're struggling to even fill those vacancies in the first place?
Well, I think we need to look at a different approach to recruitment. COVID, what we did was we spent a lot of time recruiting virtually. I'd like to build a robust recruitment team that can not only recruit from within the District of Columbia, but looking at other areas. I myself come from a different place, and here I am in an amazing city where opportunities are being provided for me, and we want to be able to do that for anyone across the United States to come work for one of the best law enforcement agencies across the country.
Speaking of coming from a different place, while you've seen and your appointing has seen a lot of support, actually, there has been some criticism about your experience and whether you are qualified enough for this position. What's your response to that?
Well, I've spent 24 years in law enforcement. I've served in 3 major cities across the United States. I've worked with crime strategists in all of those places, and I think I am more than qualified for the job.
And lastly, we mentioned their first African-American woman. What asset do you think and perspective do you think that provides to the police department?
Well, I think that in a law enforcement program, I think we all know that law enforcement is predominantly male. I think where women can see that there are other women within the organization that can rise to the rank, it gives them hope and promise that they may be able to do the same.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We certainly appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you on the job. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Listen, we'll send